Hey everybody, it's batjac JW. Let me get the recorder here situated. You're tuned in the chat box. That's right. So, it's good morning. And, when I was making these before the internet, I had the internet, internet hooked up. I had to load these on the PC because the PC had, this is a desktop computer, I had the Movie Maker on there, the Windows Movie Maker, and it's easier to convert it on that than the Apple. So those of you that like Apple, sorry, I don't. It was easier to do it there, so I would have to load these things onto the PC, go into the Movie Maker, convert this thing into a movie file, which, by the way, I am not computer savvy, so figuring all this out was quite a task. And then adding a picture to it, and then once that was done doing what it does, I guess. Sorry, I mean, I'm from VHS tape days where, you put the VHS tape in the VCR and you tape something off TV. So, I would have to convert this thing over and then put it into a flash drive and then take the flash drive off. Now run over to the laptop, which had Wi-Fi, plug it into there, tether the Wi-Fi off of a cell phone to get the internet access to upload the video. And meanwhile, while it's tethering off my cell phone, I'm running up my cell phone bill just to get the internet, to use the internet service. Oh, man. I tell you, looking back at some of it's all worth it. I mean, it's all entertainment. It's fun. It's fun doing. Ultimately, if it wasn't fun doing, we wouldn't do it anymore. The YouTube thing would just end. So, thank goodness for fun, right? Because I can't tell you how much money, time, and effort I have spent into making some of these videos. A lot of times, if it's a gun that I don't have, and, sometimes I get people that say, hey, you can do a video on my gun if you want. And then, so depending on where that is, if it's something I can borrow and take home and do the video, or if it's something I have to actually go live to the shop and a gun shop and do it, because that's where they're at, that's where they're offering it. So, sometimes that entails packing everything up, backdrop, lighting, tripod, camera, myself, getting there, early sometimes before the shop would open, and setting everything up. It's I wish it was just turn on the camera and go. A lot of times it's been some pretty heavy production work, especially those range videos that I was doing back in Hawaii, my home, back there, doing some of those range videos, just especially like for having somebody film and everything. I remember, in fact, a little backstory on it. It's one of the most popular videos on the channel. It's the Walther PPK in 22. It's the testing the ammo or whatever. Sorry. It was the Remington Viper ammo, and I tell you, the camera was on the tripod, and the wind was just horrendous that day. It was just absolutely crazy. Sitting there trying to film this thing, and the tarp is blowing up. The camera took a fall a couple of times. I mean, I went through 2 cameras already doing YouTube stuff, and I can't even remember how much they all cost. But tarp coming up, flying all over the place, just throwing dirt and sand everywhere. It was crazy. It really was. And I almost didn't put that video up. I looked back at that video and I said, there was some moments there where I think they had to be cut out because the camera fell, or the tarp blew over the camera lens or something. But that day was just horrible for filming, and we did it anyway. And I remember my friends that were helping me standing on the side, just going, shaking their heads like, oh my gosh. So, but I wound up looking at the footage, and I wound up uploading it anyway. And lo and behold, the video itself has done like 300,000 views or something like that. It's up there. It's one of the most popular videos on the channel. I don't know how that happened, but that's crazy. The other thing is, like, trying to find somebody that film to hold a camera, and it's not as an easy task as it sounds. You do have to have a sense of direction. You do have to have a sense of what, and I find it like, for instance, my buddy Cody. He's filmed a couple of videos, range videos and stuff for me when we were up there shooting, and he is really good because he had a sense of direction. He watched, and what that came from was watching YouTube videos. So he kind of had this idea of what he would like to see. So there was a few videos that he shot that were really good, and of course some of my original stuff was shot with my friend Carly. She's a photographer and everything. She's really good, and she did a top-notch job. Really good work. Of course, my friend back in Hawaii too, Buddha. He's been my friend since high school. He's done some camera work for me. He's done really good. In fact, he's done some editing that was absolutely phenomenal, and he actually put together a trailer for me, a channel trailer, and it was really good. I thought I had it somewhere saved, but I can't seem to find it anymore, which is a bummer. But it had to be removed from YouTube because it was, I guess, because we used some music, and YouTube is really touchy on copyright stuff, and of course the last thing I want to do is infringe on any copyrighted material or anything like that. So I chose to remove it rather than getting in trouble with it. So it was up for a short while. Those of you that saw it, awesome. I still have it saved, I hope, somewhere on some kind of SD card or whatever. That was fun because I gave my friend there a complete license, an artistic license, just to take clips and run with it. So, and it was actually, there was some stuff in there that was never aired on the channel. Did do a video a while back with a coach gun. I don't know why the footage, I don't know why it never made it. I don't know what happened to it. Too bad. But if I ever get the opportunity, I would like to do that again. Get some footage of a coach gun. It's just fitting for the channel. Explain a little bit out here the lack of range videos, because really, oddly enough, and I know I guess this would sound strange, there is no place that I have found that I can go do any of this stuff. The indoor range does not allow photography or video work, so that's out. I'm not sure about the outdoor range, and I haven't gone there yet, but of course I don't know how much of a great video that would be, because when you're doing, like, that was the beauty of when I did my stuff at the range I had access to in Hawaii. I'm the only one out there, aside from the people assisting in filming, the production guys. So it was easier to do that because, you know, the safety wise, you know, you don't want anybody ahead of the muzzle of the gun or anything like that, or, you know, safety is always the number one concern when doing those videos. But because everything is needing to be set up and shots need to be set up and we have to have a direction, and we like to also include fun targets, shooting steel is always great for video because it makes a sound, shooting water jugs and stuff like that. So at the, you know, the outdoor controlled range, you know, we wouldn't be able to do any of that. It would just be, you know, yes sir, may I tack on the paper, you know, okay, I'm stepping back 10 feet. You know, it's like, hey, shaking a tree there, boss. I'm shaking a tree. Still shaking it. Taking it off here, boss. You know, and then, I don't know, you probably wind up getting kicked out. And what we have here is a failure to communicate. Okay. All right, enough with the references, right? So that's been that struggle. Lack of those videos. That's the reason why I haven't had the place or find a place to do so. So it's been different. That's for sure. So, but you know, doing some other videos. Did the if you guys saw it, the nice little table chat with 1911s featuring my friend Dan there. That was really fun to put that together and do that. We had some other funny things that we filmed that day that YouTube has taken away one of the editing things in their little inventory that used to be able to go in there and edit videos a little bit better than how you can now. Splice together stuff, so that kind of puts a damper on things. So plus, because most of my editing I used to be able to do it right there on my camera. Well, my camera has taken a dive on me now, so I've been having to use my cell phone as a camera. I know that's like, what the heck, weird, but it does work. It does enable me to get the content out there. The camera can be used for certain things. Mainly what I mean by that is it's pretty much broken as far as I can't access any settings on it. So getting access to you know, changing the what do you call, the resolution or anything like that, or viewing anything, or you know, cutting off a segment in it or anything like that that's not needed. It's just, I can't do it. So it's just one loop. It's just like either you press record and you take whatever you get out of it until you press stop, and that's recorded on standard definition. So I mean, that works for some things, but not everything. You know, and I mean, not that my videos, I try not to edit down my videos a tremendous amount. I like to keep my videos, even though there is a production behind it, I like to keep them pretty much raw and pretty real, because I want, especially when I'm doing reviews or range stuff, I wanted to feel like, you know, we didn't just like sit there and cut out all the best parts and do that. I wanted it to, you know, I mean, if we get a malfunction, you know, I wanted, you know, okay, you know, I want it to be a continuous track. You know, it's like, okay, we're filming, and it's like, oh, okay, here we go. We had a malfunction, so you can actually watch the entire, you know, we shot this magazine worth, we shot that magazine worth, and then boom, malfunction. You can actually see, you know, it wasn't, you know, chopped up, basically. So, and I mean, I want to give an honest impression on things. It was like the recent videos I did with the Inland 1911. I was being honest with you guys. I wanted to be honest. I wasn't trying to, you know, I don't purposely go out to, you know, trash or bash any kind of gun company or anything or anybody. It's just, I just wanted to let you guys know the honest truth on what I experienced with it. And, you know, my dissatisfactory, like, so, you know, if somebody else is wanting to I wish I would have known a video like that. If I was going to go out and buy the Inland 1911, it was like, oh, that's great. They actually have the parkerizing color right, and then you go and buy it, and it's like, wait a minute, it's like a whole nother So I wanted to make a video on that immediately, definitely, because that's just like, wow, that's just totally off. Maybe that might help somebody. It might save somebody $700 and something. Just like, hey, you might want to consider this unless you actually see it. You might not want to order it or have a gun shop order it for you because you may not get what you want. It may be, it's probably going to be all the new flat black parkerized finish stuff. So if you're not looking for that, I don't know. For me, there was two really big things of why I wanted the Inland. The roll marks on the slide in the frame. The roll marks are very important to me because that's pretty authentic to the way that the originals are marked, and the color. And those are the two really big reasons why. Mostly the roll marks. Because if it wasn't for the roll marks, then why not just get the Auto Ordnance made one? And it's like, I don't know, even on Bud's Gun Shop, I think you get $500 for it. Bud's Gun Shop is a great place because it really it gives people, I think, a fair price on guns. None of us are rich. Well, at least I'm not. And I think most of the people I know, these things are expensive. That's why, you've given a chance to go and film a gun that I don't have, I'm going to go do it. I think on the channel I always get that, man, do you own all those guns? No, I don't. I wish I did, but if I did, I'd probably be broke and poor. No, a lot of times I have an opportunity to go to a gun shop or somebody that I know that will lend the gun over, and we can film it and do a video with it. Really, that's it's always funny that the video I did with the high points. I had 3 of them on the video or something like that. We were just looking at them, and I guess not everybody knows. The shop I worked at, that's how many they had. We had a whole bunch of them, so we just did a video on them. Somebody says, "Man, this guy bought 300 points." That's funny. It's always funny. It really is. But doing the video work, it takes a lot, especially if we, back in Hawaii when we used to make a plan to do the range videos. It was like, okay, what do we, we'd have to plan it out, ahead of time and figure out what we're gonna do, and look at the videos on the channel and look at, okay, what have we done or what haven't we done. Go out there and have a game plan on something different, something, what can we do that's different, and go out there and film it, to pack up everything and make sure we have enough ammunition. Sometimes, get out there, we want to take some, pre-video, I always call it pre-video shots, and just kind of feel it out with the gun and see what it's doing that day, see what I'm doing, how I'm shooting that day, and of course, missing all the time would not make good for video. Make me look bad, certainly. And maybe make the gun look bad. Blame it on the gun, right? That's what we'll do. But no, just going out there. And then of course out doing that was like, okay, we're battling weather. Is it going to be windy? Is it going to be, hot? Is it going to be rainy? In fact, that's what happened when we made the Kimber Desert Warrior 1911 video. The rain was not planned. We did not plan for it to rain. That video was not planned. It was just like we went through, we filmed a whole bunch of stuff, and we went down there to go and do it, and it was like the rain was just starting to come down, and I just made that decision on the spot, like, you know what, the heck with this. Let's just do this like rain video, and it'll be in a sense, a really weird, I guess, torture test video kind of thing. So, and that's what happened with that. And I know one subscriber in particular really likes that video. So That's awesome. That's awesome. And I'm also, and I even sent the grips off that gun to him. I'm always trying to give back to you guys and try to give back to the channel. And it's been tough. It's been tough to financially keep it going. It's been tough to financially keep myself going, especially right now out here, and just kind of being in limbo with financial income, pretty much. So, and basically what that means is I want to keep afloat with financials and everything, and if I can't, the last resort solution, I guess, would be to pack my bags up and fly on back to Hawaii. And I know that that's been something, a question been going around, rather, am I happy, or am I going to move back, or what's going on? Reality with that is, I like Arizona. Arizona is really amazing. It's got a lot of really cool stuff that I like, a lot of cool places to go and visit and everything, but it's really amazing. I got a couple of really good friends out here now, and so trying to make the best of it, trying to go out and do stuff, and a lot of good places to eat. That's a bad thing for gaining weight, but I guess I could just eat oatmeal more often, right, Santi, if you're listening to that. But at the other side of the coin, looking back, and it's like, okay, what did I have in Hawaii? Now, instead of looking at, yes, okay, so it was a rut. It was like I wasn't going to go anywhere, or anything like that. But I had a really good job, and there's nothing you can't really. It was without like going into too much personal details on it and everything like that. But the job was really a perfect job that was ran by a guy that cared. They cared a lot, and that's the thing about in Hawaii. You meet these, certain types of, there is certain people out there that, and he's one of them. He just really has the aloha spirit, and he took care of me. He's a good guy. There was a little, when I was, basically going to move, I mean, it's just like, that wasn't, really, I mean, it was hard. It was difficult to talk to him about that and my decision to do that, because, there was, I mean, I took care of that shop that was in that location. So, that was kind of a little rocky moment there. It was just, but I've been in contact with him. I have been talking to him off and on since being out here and everything. I even called him for Thanksgiving and stuff like that. So, he's a really good guy, and he even said, if you ever make it back here, it's like, job's yours. So, that even something like that, kind of, I guess weighs heavy. My friends, my friends over there, they miss me, I miss them. You guys watch, if you guys been watching, for a while on this channel, my hangout videos with my buddy Cody. Cody is a really good guy. He's he may not be, he's really busy, but when he can answer the phone or talk to you or hang out with you, he's right there on a heartbeat. And that's the kind of friends that, I got my buddies that were living the street on over from where I live down there, and these are friends that I've known for 10 years or so, or longer, probably close to 13, 14 years, something like that. I've known them for a long time. And there was moments where, when, I recap and think, there was some times in my life where I was in trouble, and I needed my friends. And with one phone call, my buddy's at my doorstep in 5 minutes, and he's there for me, and he's like, hey, what's going on? So they're close to me. They're very close. So and of course my family, my mom, my mom is important to me. She's been she's my best friend. She's my mother. She's my trusting partner. I'm very close to my mom. I really am. Always have been. She supported me through a lot of my crazy and wild dreams and things that I wanted to do. Like, I want to be in a band, Mom. I want to play rock and roll music, and I want to get a drum set. Most parents would just go, no. My mom never told me no. She went ahead and bought me a drum set, and I drove her completely nuts with it. And so and I even built a soundproof room in her garage to put my drum set. And so it was whatever crazy and wild thing I was trying to do, creativity wise, she even when I was starting off and making grips and stuff, she supported that. She went and bought me some materials one time when I didn't have money to buy materials and I wanted to do it, and I didn't ask her, I didn't even hint on her. So she's been very supportive to me for regardless of whatever it is. So it was a crazy thing I was doing. So but so there's a lot. It's hard. It's a hard struggle because I just packed up everything, jumped on a plane, and moved. So and left behind all these people, and now I'm out here. And and trying to do the best I can. Of course, being out here, you have a lot of cool stuff, around. You have Old Tucson is a really awesome place to be, and I like going there and doing all these things. And of course, my friend Santee, and doing a lot of filming and skits and stuff with him, and getting to do a full-on type bank robbery type reenactment thing and shoot blanks off and do a show and do all that kind of stuff has been only stuff that I only really in a sense dreamed of doing. It never something that was occurred to me that could be a reality. And Santee has made that happen for me, and that's really awesome. That's really cool. Dan, took me all the way up to Johnny Ringo's grave, some kind of historical thing like that. That's amazing. And then to get to video it and do video work with it and do production on it, it's really cool. I love doing a lot of this stuff. I love getting together and filming and just getting to come up with more creativity. And it was a good friend of mine told me I guess it's my symbol or whatever, according to your birth date. I'm a Scorpio, and my buddy is a Scorpio too. He's about what is he? He's gonna be 70 pretty soon. And he told me, he said, "You know what they say about us, right?" And I said, "No, what is that?" And he says, we're either very creative or we're locked up." And I said, "Oh, that's not very. I don't want to be locked up." And he says, "Well, you're not. You're creative." And I looked back and I said, I guess you're right. Because I created music, I created my grips, created Freddie Gill, everything I ever thought about, it's like, okay, I want to create something, I want to do this, that's my mentality. I want to create it, and I want to do it myself. And coming on his standpoint, he's a Scorpio as well. He was a handyman. That's what he did for many years. I remember always calling him up, asking him questions about guns. He was a handyman. He'd be, a lot of times when I'm calling him, he's under a sink and trying to figure out how to fix something. So that's kind of, and I want to have this drive and time and money and ambition. I have to create, to do more stuff, to video, and that's why I started doing this YouTube thing. It was another way an outlet to create something, create a way something is filmed, or create a video, or create a video that helps somebody. That's that's the ultimate goal right there. So, but yeah. So there you go. I guess a little bit, some topics there, and some things that are going on and everything. So that's what I've been trying to do, and it has been really tough. It has been tough again. Just the not really having an income and trying to make it out here and being far from home, my family. So that's my situation right now. That's the things that I guess the tug of war and everything, and trying to go with the bumps, and so it is what it is. So I just got to keep going. Thanks for listening, you guys. Batjac JW, and like, share, and subscribe.